Hi, you guys. Welcome to I Want My Angst TV Reviews. I'm Eric, and today we're going to be talking about the Queer as Folk reboot that's coming to Peacock. Queer as Folk was pretty influential for me. This show came out when I was in middle school, high school, right around that time, and it was huge for me as a young gay man who wasn't out yet. I used to sneak around and watch it so my parents didn't know what I was watching because I didn't come out until I was like 27. But the original series was about a bunch of young gay men just living in the community, and it was something really new for us as a community to be able to see people like us having a life on television. Yes, it was great to see ourselves. Also, it was really great to see lots and lots and lots of really graphic gay sex on TV for the first time ever. So that was really, really cool after, being subjected to lots and lots of straight sex on television. Russell T Davies came up with Queer as Folk. This one, however, was produced by Stephen Dunn, who had to go to Russell T Davies and beg to produce this and come up with a story and which direction he was going to take it for this new generation to have that same experience that I had as a high school, middle schooler.
I haven't seen you around. You a tourist?
Nah, I've been in Baltimore for med school. Well, actually, I dropped out.
Hot, smart, and afraid of commitment. Every gay man's type.
So now I'm going to start talking about the reboot. I want to start by saying I really feel like this should have a trigger warning. If you've seen the trailer, you know that this centers around a shooting at a gay club and the aftermath, them dealing with that. I grew up in Orlando. I still live here. In an interview with Stephen Dunn, he says that this is very closely based on the Pulse shooting and that he felt that this was necessary, something that we needed. And I agree, we do need it. We do need to have more conversations about this, but it is very hard to watch.
Who are you? You don't remember what happened?
I really enjoyed this season of Queer as Folk. However, part of me wants to thank them for telling this story that we really need to hear. And part of me is really angry that they told it. Just as someone who grew up here, someone who lived here, lived through this, it is weirdly accurate. I don't want to give anything away, but there are things pulled directly from the news clips that I know I was following very closely for the days immediately following the shooting. There were characters who felt like they were in direct correlation to characters that I know as someone who grew up in Orlando and have seen frequently.
What does someone wear to a sex party?
Tonight, remember our friends, not as symbols, but for the messy ass sluts we know and love.
So the original series took place in Pittsburgh. This one takes place in New Orleans. Honestly, if I hadn't read it, I wouldn't have realized it. I don't really understand why it was necessary. There were a lot of locations from the original series that I felt like I was seeing again in this series. So I'm not really sure why we changed cities. If we're going to change cities, why not go all in and put it in Orlando? The fact that it does center around a shooting in a gay club aside, this reboot of Queer as Folk really does feel like the original. It's really hard to quantify why that is, but within the first few minutes, you have stepped back into that world, back into that club. I was that same 17-year-old kid hiding in my bedroom with my door locked, watching it, even though I am a grown-ass man living in my apartment alone. The characters in this reboot are fantastic. So the core group that we follow around this time are Brody, Julian, Noah, Dadius, Mingus trying to work his way in there, and then the couple of Shar and Ruthie. It's really, really great. I feel like that this show did even more to diversify that group, to kind of take this even a step further than the groundbreaking work that the original series did. Everyone in this series was amazing. At no point during this was I pulled out of this story at all. Every single person carried their weight, which is kind of rare. Normally there's at least one person where they walk on the screen and you're like, but not in this one. Honestly, there was not a single person that I hated to see.
Mingus has told me so much about you, and by so much, I mean he's been really cagey.
Mom, can you stop, please?
So whereas we do have this fantastic cast of young LGBTQIA plus characters to follow, the moms are my favorite. Kim Cattrall and Juliette Lewis. These moms have their issues, but they are so lovable and genuinely just want to be there for their kids, especially Juliette Lewis, who honestly I've always liked, but the last few things I've seen her in, I have loved her. She is really, in my opinion, blossoming as this older mom, damaged character that she is really working through, which I absolutely love. If I had to pick one character that in this entire first season of this reboot, it's Juliette Lewis. Just fantastic. And I don't think she got enough screen time.
If one more person calls me brave,
hey,
I'm gonna kick them full on it.
Actually, not survivors.
Hey, stop.
Thrivers.
Okay, never mind, he's scratched.
Even though this show is really about the aftermath of the shooting and how they got through it as a group of friends, I really enjoyed it. There were other storylines going on, but they kind of got swallowed up by this big, huge thing. And I think that's okay. I cannot say enough good about how well they played this. The pain and just coming together as a community. And the people who will prey on tragedy in order to get sympathy or make their name bigger. They did a really good job of capturing all of grief in a situation like this.
Hey, the best way to get over someone is by getting under someone else.
One thing I noticed is it feels like there's way less sex than there was in the original series. To be fair, the original was on Showtime, which is where all the spicy shows were at that time. So may just be my memory because I was 17. So something that really surprised me is that there were no cameos from the original series. And if there were and I missed them because I was in shock, just let me know. Like, say it in the comments. But I'm pretty sure I would have noticed if one of the characters that I grew up with had walked into that club.
We gotta take control of our lives again.
This is how we should be honoring the victims.
The one thing that I absolutely hated about the season was the last 60 seconds. We had all of this character growth, all of these amazing things that happened with all of these people. And in the last 60 seconds, I felt like they really ruined a lot of growth. And it also completely came out of left field for me. I don't scream at my TV very often. I did this time because, I mean, looking back, I guess I kind of understand, but I don't. Like, why was that necessary? Maybe you don't feel the same way. Maybe you got it. Comment, let me know.
Dad is home.
Hi, girl. How are you feeling?
I'm kind of nervous. I've never performed on like a real stage before. I really want this.
I'm okay.
I think there were plenty of ways that we could have brought back Queer as Folk. There are a lot of people in the Alphabet Mafia community that haven't been through tragedy like this. Do I think it was necessary? Not necessarily. Do I think it was important? Yes, definitely. And I'm still conflicted on whether or not I think this was the best route to go. Maybe I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll feel another way. But right now, I don't know.
I want to feel alive again.
Whoa. Are you gay?
Thanks so much for watching our review on the Queer as Folk reboot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell us what you thought about this Queer as Folk reboot. And don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any of our angsty videos. Okay, bye.